Ooh, welcome everyone to another episode of Slasher Scotty. I am your host, Scotty McCoy, and boy, do I have a surprise for all of you. I have on Zoom with me right now Ilya Schroeder, and he is going to be playing Bummer in the upcoming Heavy Duty Man that I'm also a part of. And he has a couple of other projects that we'll also dive into at the end of the interview. But I'm so excited to have him on. This has been a couple of months in the making. How you doing, Ilya?
I'm good. I'm good. I'm glad that we were able to finally connect. More so my fault, but I'm glad that we're able to finally connect, and I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. I'm so excited as well. As everybody knows, and we'll get into it, but me and you are going to be co-starring in Heavy Duty Man. I'm got a big part, and
Yeah.
you get to smack me with in the ass with towels and and abuse me.
Yeah, we've had some fun practice with that already, but yeah, I'm really excited for the project. I think it's gonna just be an absolute blast of a time. So I'm excited, but yeah, you got some lines coming your way.
Yes, I definitely do, and I know that that you do a lot of hazing to me. Give me noogies. I think you might even give me a swirly at one point. You pants me, so it's going to be an interesting time.
Yeah, it's gonna be a good time. I'm excited for it, definitely.
Absolutely, we did the concept trailer, and that's how I first met you, and we got along really well. And it's funny because when you were like, yelling at me, calling me piggy, doing the sit up, you're like, "Hey, I'm sorry, I don't mean to call you this. I hope you don't take offense. Like, is it okay if I pat your belly?" I'm like, "Dude, it's acting. Do what you want."
Yeah, I mean it's definitely a new role for me. I play a lot of in previous roles. I play a lot of submissive characters. So to try to get into that bully character has definitely been a change. Funny enough, now that I've done it, I have a lot of roles that are me being a bully. So I've gotten a lot of practice, and I'm unfortunately becoming comfortable with being a dick. Honestly, so it's hilarious how everything worked
Absolutely.
out.
Hey, so as you can tell, Ilya's screen is now a phone. We were having a little technical difficulties, so we decided we'll start the interview from the beginning to make it easier on editing for me. But we kept some of the beginning stuff because I like that conversation that I don't know if I could replicate. So the first question I do got for you is, how did you get your start in the acting industry?
Yeah, so that's a great question. So it really started in my high school years. One of my closest friends I worked with, I was telling her my interests. I always love film. I think that's the cliche thing to say is, watch TV. I want to be that person.
Yeah.
But I really, I guess I had that desire to take it a step further. And I was like, how do I get into this? And she was like, you should start with modeling because you have to have a lot of really good facial expressions. And I was like, all right, bet. So I did that for a few years. And then I just started kind of trying to put myself out there for acting. And luckily, I had someone reach out and was like, do you want to be in this? And I was like, absolutely. And that's really what got me into the film industry. And ever since then, it's been full steam ahead.
That's awesome. That's great. And I mean, you do have that model look as well. You know what I mean? Like you have that boy next door kind of look. You have, got the muscles in that. So, and then obviously you get into acting and you have the look for that as well. And it really, meshed well together.
Yeah.
It really became good. So how did you happen to get involved with Heavy Duty Man?
Yeah, so I know Matt for some time, and him and I have always stayed connected. And he's one of the people that I've networked with, and just I got connected with, and I've always wanted to work with him on a project. And luckily, I saw a casting. I reached out to him. I was like, "Hey, is there any way I could be in this film? I've always wanted to work with you. I loved your films." And he was like, "Yes." He was like, "You go to the gym, get bigger. I'm gonna have you be a bully." And I was like, I can do that. I can definitely do that. So, and then I got casted for the role, and I can't tell you how excited I am to actually get this thing filmed and rolling. It's gonna be a great film all around.
It really is. And speaking of your character, we spoke briefly about it, but what can you tell us about Bummer? Like, who is he? What is he about?
Yeah. So to sum it up in about 3 words, he's an egotistical asshole, plain and simple. He is one of those people that if you were to walk into a gym, you immediately hate. He's that person who has that persona. He owns the gym. He thinks he's better than everyone else. He's that person that's coming to you when you're first at the gym and he's trying to show you how to do the workout. And you're just like, leave me alone. And he's like, no, man, I can show you how to do this. He's wanting to put others down, really judge them based on appearance. And he's just not a guy you want to be around. He's not a nice person. He is not.
Absolutely.
Yeah, he's a bully all around.
Yeah, and it's funny because I'm playing HD Mac, and I'm supposed to be this really like I'm basically getting I'm the butt of all fat jokes, and it's like I'm not that fat, which is I guess the point of casting me, because everything is like not as it seems. Like, I'm not that fat, but I'm getting fat shamed, and it's like,
Yeah, it's definitely. When we were filming kind of the promotional content, I remember, and you reminded me earlier while we were talking. I kept apologizing to you because it's so away from who I am as a person to portray that character. I was like, I'm so sorry. This is horrible, and you were just like, go for it, be a douchebag. I am ready. Huge support. It was hilarious.
Absolutely. And I told Tommy, our director, I said, I was talking to him, and I'm like, by the way, I want this to look real. So if Ilya has to like put me up again, and I don't know if you do this for example, I know somebody does, I don't remember who it is, but I'm like, if this person has to, pick me up and grab me by the throat and put me against the wall or whatever, like, let them really throw me against the wall. He's like, that could be dangerous. I'm like, I want it to look real. He's like, oh, we'll think about it.
Method act all the way. I love it. And it really does go, that it really does help, with the film. It just makes it all that much better. That's a wow factor. You can tell when someone's really being slammed up against the wall,
Well, remember when we were filming the promotional content and I was on the ground and everybody was kicking my ass, and I think it might have been you. Was it you that was kicking me for real? And I had all these bruises and cuts on my legs and my arm.
Yeah, we were. I accidentally really kicked you, and I was like, "Oh!" You can tell in the promotional video. You can tell when by accident, I'm like, "Oh shit!" Especially when we're in the locker room and we're doing the towel scene. There's one where
you really went, man. You guys even said like, I'm gonna try not to hit your ass, and I'm like, hit my ass. Smack me hard. And Matt's like, leave it to Scotty to say to two muscle-bound guys, smack me with the towel hard.
You were such a good sport about it. I'm gonna be a great sport about it.
And some people were like, Scotty, you didn't really show off the expression of being in pain. I said, if you look at my facial expressions, I'm in pain, but I'm also taking it as a humiliation. That's the way I want the character. I wanted to play it as them being embarrassed and being humiliated. I'm shameful for letting these guys smack me with a towel. Like I'm shameful. I'm in pain. You can see when I'm going. The depression and the shame in my face, and that's the way I wanted to portray the character. Which doing that led to when they were writing the script that my character is a depressed, humiliated type of guy. He's not this, this guy that's bullied and stands up for himself type of thing. He really takes it full in,
Yeah, and you can definitely see, especially in that scene, there is a sense of depravity and just a sense of hopelessness in your character. You're so numb to it, and that's the thing that really I think is gonna gravitate to people, because there are people who genuinely feel that way in real life, and someone portray that. There's all of that, the humiliation, the depravity, the desperation, the hopelessness. Is just that one scene brought all those emotions, and it really does show a lot about your character. But man, you really are a champ, because we really, for the audience out there, when you see this film, it's not fake. He's really getting hit.
Yep. Like if I'm getting you're obviously gonna try not to kick me, but I tell you guys, like, if you kick me a little bit, a couple of bruises here and there is fine. Like, don't obviously stomp on my face or anything, but like, kicking my elbow or kicking, like, if it looks real, because you can tell when a kick isn't really connecting. I want it to connect. When you have 10 guys and girls, all up on you, stomping on you, like, you're bound to get kicked and everything. So that's why I said just let it happen. Let it happen. Yeah. I think I was more in pain from the freaking rocks on the road.
Oh my gosh, yeah. I mean, this is definitely a very, it's a physically demanding. Your character takes a lot of physical, physicality in this role, but that's the one thing about acting that I think a lot of people don't know is obviously as actors, we want the scene to be real, but sometimes within that acting, things happen. Kicks really do land. Swings really do land. I mean, like, these are real things that are happening. A lot of people are like, no, tell the audience it's 100. There are some times where kicks land, and I mean, there really are bruises, and you're walking out. But
that's why they have stunt doubles do a lot of these scenes, but we're a small film. This is a small film, a small budget, so we don't have the luxury to hire somebody that looks kind of like me to do the role.
Well, soon enough, hopefully we will.
Hopefully that would be nice. So, what do you believe is going to be the most challenging part of doing this role for you?
I would definitely say, I come from a gym background. I'm a gym rat myself, so that part is really easy. But I think, we touched on it a little early with me apologizing to you so much. This role, I really want it to be seen. I want people to genuinely hate my character. I want people to be annoyed and be like, this guy's a douchebag. I think bringing the raw emotion and the pompous attitude and the arrogance, because I like people. I'm a kind person, but I really want to bring that to the film, and I want that to be seen through my character. So really, just that character development and getting in that mindset of, I really don't like you. I don't like you. You're a douche. You annoy me, and just making sure that is seen on film. That's, I think, is going to be the most difficult, but also that's going to be the most fun part about it. Is it's a new character for me.
I think when we did the trailer, that was probably the first time I've ever been on any set, including from my own company, like that I actually could get fully into character, feel comfortable doing it, and and make it work and believable, because everybody there I felt a connection to. They were my family, they were my friends, they were my colleagues, and it felt amazing. Like, just being there with you, and you guys were so genuine and so kind. It was easy to get into the role, and it was like, I don't have to feel embarrassed of playing this role because I am this role now.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, that just helps a film so much, and just the people you're working with. It's all about that environment, and when you create that safe space and just everyone's in it and to support it, it really does help bring so much to everyone. It makes it so much easier. For me, it helped a lot because you were continuously like, go for it, man, just curse me out, touch my belly, all of that, and there brings a comfort to it, and that in itself allows for the character that you're playing to really be portrayed in a comfortable environment. So yeah, I couldn't agree more with you. And I think that's going to be one thing that the audience, when they watch this film, they're really going to see, is that they're going to see, the authenticity of the character. And that's because of the relationships that we have with each other during this time while filming.
Absolutely. So before we go into your other projects you got coming up, I know the Indiegogo crowdfunding campaign is still live. I believe it's still on demand, if I'm not mistaken. So what do you have to tell these people, like any advice if they would like to donate, but they're maybe on the fence of why they should donate to this campaign?
I think what's most important is, you always see these really big organizations, big, movie companies, getting all this funding, but really the success, especially with, small companies and films like this, the support comes from the audience, so dollar counts, and it's going to benefit every single person who wants to go out and support the company, support the film. A dollar helps so much.
$5 gets you your face in the movie.
Exactly. And that's another thing, is like this production, so many benefits. Like, I'm impressed with how many benefits keep rolling out. It's really impressive. So look, I mean, there's tons of it. And, the one thing I have to say is, like, you're supporting to a great film. You're supporting an amazing cast, an amazing crew, and every single dollar helps, so go out and support. It's going to make, the production of this film that much more better.
And if you're really skeptical, thinking, oh, what if this film doesn't get made? It's getting made. It met its budget.
Oh, yeah.
The thing about this project is if we don't make our budget, movie doesn't get made. We meet the goal, the movie gets made. $500 was our budget. We needed $500 or the movie doesn't get made. First donation, $500. We got the movie. So this movie's getting made, and the best part is the more you donate, the more we get to eat. Because right now, we went from I think it was like Chex Mix and water. Now we're getting flavoring in our water and Doritos. So donate so we can get up to we can work our way up to those salami sandwiches.
Yeah, peanut butter. Hey, you know.
There you go.
Go and support. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be fantastic. It's gonna be good.
Absolutely. I'm really excited to work with you because I know we briefly worked on the concept trailer. It's going to be even better to work with you now on the actual project, and I'm super excited to do that. And I know you and Max Morrison, who I also had on the show, he's playing your sidekick, Crumbs. So
great. First time we worked together, we went to the gym and started working out. That man tested. He was like, let's do a seated row. This man rowed the whole entire weights, and I'm over here like, not gonna out row me. And I pull my back. I'm like, dumb. Right. He's a great castmate, and I that's something I'm excited. Me and Max had a lot of chemistry, and that's, you know, we're gonna work really well together. I loved working with him. He's such a great personality, and you know, that's one thing. You know, I can't wait for this film to be made. I really do enjoy the cast, the team, and you know that's what I'm excited with. Max is, that man can push some weight, like, whew.
I mean, he is a wrestler.
Yeah, he really is.
Yeah, absolutely. So the last question I do got for you, do you have any other projects or any other gigs or anything at all that you would like to promote to the listening and the viewing audience?
Yeah, so I mean, I have 3 productions coming out. Unfortunately, I can't talk on about almost all of them. Unfortunately, they're all in pre-production. We're doing casting. There's a lot coming out in 2022 for me. But you know, one thing that I will promote is about, you know, there's hopefully, God willing, you know, there's a film coming out called Damaged Disciples that's hopefully going to premiere this year. There's been a lot of you know, background stuff that's kind of delayed it, but you know, I play the lead role, Jimmy, in that. So hopefully that's coming out. If that comes out, definitely check it out. That was my first breakthrough film, and somehow, some way, I got a lead in that. It's one of the main characters, and it's funny because I play the complete opposite of what I'm playing here. But you know, I wish I could speak more on it. You know, definitely, you know, if able to, you know, follow my Facebook page. It has all that stuff on there.
Awesome. Sounds like a plan. And also check out your IMDb. That way, anything that gets added there, you know, will be updated accordingly. And I thank you so much for joining me tonight, Ilya. And I cannot wait to work with you.
Yes, likewise. I can't wait. It's going to be fantastic.
Absolutely. And thank you so much for joining me tonight.
Of course. Thank you for having me.
Yep. Have a great rest of your night, buddy.
You too, man.